Hey everyone, so today I'm here to film my pregnancy video. I have Kaison sitting in my lap right here. Say hi! He's not looking too amused right now, he's just kind of hanging out. So Aaron and I had been dating since July 4th of 2013, and we found out we were pregnant in December 2013. So we hadn't been together for very long, but what are you doing? Sorry, he's probably gonna be a big distraction. Yeah, so we found out we were pregnant December 2013 and confirmed it in January of 2014. So we were cooking dinner one night and I had to run to the store for something, and while I was there something just told me, hey, pick up a pregnancy test. So I did. I wasn't really experiencing any of the symptoms. Like, I wasn't getting morning sickness. I wasn't too terribly late on my period. I think I was only like a day or two behind, but that wasn't really abnormal for me because my periods are usually always irregular. I know, TMI, but I don't know, something told me to pick one up, so I did. I got back to the house and I took the test and it came out positive. So I was sitting there for a little bit and I was just kind of thinking like, oh crap, you know, we're pregnant, we haven't been dating for very long. Like, all these thoughts started running through my head, like, is he gonna stay with me? Like, what's gonna happen? Because we never really technically talked about getting pregnant, I guess. I mean, like, we weren't trying to get pregnant, but we weren't preventing anything to get pregnant. So I don't know, like, all these emotions just kind of fled through, and I was just kind of freaking out. But I called Aaron in there and I was like, hey babe, come here, I have to tell you something. So he came in and he was like, yeah, and I was like, so while I was at the store I picked up a pregnancy test and it came out positive. And his face just lit up. He was so excited. He gave me a hug and he kissed me, and he was just really excited and, you know, positive about the whole situation, which was a great relief because, you know, we hadn't been dating for very long and it kind of scared me, just kind of thinking of like what it would do to our relationship, like how he would react, and he was very excited about it. So like I said, we found out for sure that we were pregnant in January. I went and just saw my regular family doctor and she did confirm it. So I then, you know, set up an appointment with the OBGYN and all that good stuff. We were first going to go through a doctor, and that's about the first couple of appointments that I went to was through a doctor. And then Aaron's bosses that he was with the company currently at the time had just had a baby not too long before he'd started working there, and they had told us their experience on like midwives and natural water birth and all that awesome stuff. So they they didn't push us in that direction, but they told us that we should definitely consider it. And so, you know, we were open for any and all ideas because, you know, I didn't really know what to expect or how to really go about it. And are you getting fussy? Oh, don't get fussy. But we had a little birthing center in our town, so I went and we talked to a midwife and we really liked it. We loved the birthing area. It was really a homey feel. You know, the tubs looked great, and it was just all around a good experience with the appointment that we had with the midwife. So we had then decided to go through a midwife. Are you getting fussy? No, don't get fussies. Oh. But let me turn him around here real quick. Okay. But yeah, we liked the whole experience with the midwife at the appointment, and we had decided then to go through midwife and you know, do a natural water birth. The only thing is that it was $5,000 out of pocket, which isn't a whole lot of money because you normally spend like 10 or more thousand in a hospital. But the thing is that Medicaid was going to be covering that. So the midwives didn't take Medicaid, so we were going to have to be paying out of pocket. We went through a couple of the appointments with them. You know, I still loved it. I wanted to do it, but we just didn't have the money, especially with having a new baby coming. Like $5,000 out of pocket, it's a lot of money. And you know, I was working at my sports bar as a manager and waitress, and then Aaron was working on 18-wheelers, like servicing 18-wheelers, which, you know, made good money, but it just wasn't enough. I didn't want to stress about it, so we then finally decided to go back to the hospital, but we went through a midwife there instead of just our regular doctor. And yeah, so we went back to the hospital and we decided to go through a midwife there. Aww. And it was still a good experience. You know, I feel like midwives versus doctors, they're more, I guess, into their patients, or they know their patients more. I don't know, like, it's kind of hard to explain. The way I felt was that every time I went to the doctors, you know, they had to look at the chart, which to like see your name and, you know, who you were. And I know they have a lot of patients, tons of patients, but I just didn't feel that connection like I did with the midwife at the birthing center. So my thing was just I wanted to be close to our physician and just kind of have that bond, I guess. So we did with the midwife. What are you doing? And so we went back to the hospital, like I said, and everything was fine. So we still decided to do a natural water birth. They did have the birthing tubs at the hospital, and you know, that was just our mindset. That's what we wanted to do. That's how we wanted to do it. His bosses also decided to help us out and pay for birth boot camp, which is, I guess, a class that, you know, had at one of the centers in our town, but you could also do it online. It was pretty expensive. It was like close to $300, but they paid for it. You know, they wanted to, they offered, and I wasn't going to turn that down. Like, we're new parents. We wanted to learn everything and anything that we could. You know, I read books, and like I said in my labor and delivery story, you never really know what to expect until you're in that situation. And you know, you can prepare yourself, read all the books, do all the classes, but just nothing can prepare you for it, as you know, until you're in that situation. But you know, I loved the classes. I got a lot of information, you know, kind of what to expect, what to feel. Sorry, I'm all bouncing up on my leg. Say hi. He's probably getting hungry, so I'm not going to make this video too long. Some of the cravings that I had during my pregnancy weren't so healthy choices, but I did make sure I ate healthy. Working at a wing bar, you know, I'm very limitless to some of the things that, you know, were healthy. So I ate a lot of grilled chicken and a lot of grilled chicken salads, you know, with onions and peppers and stuff. But a couple of the cravings that I had was Taco Bell, which is disgusting. Like, I got so tired of Taco Bell, but within the first month, or within about a month, you know, that's all I would want. That's all I would crave is Taco Bell. So I had my Taco Bell fix. Another thing was mug root beer, which is weird because I'm not a really big soda drinker, but mug root beer is what I craved. And I never drank a whole lot of it, but I would have one every once in a while. Another was sushi, which obviously you can't have raw fish while pregnant, so I had to get it fried. So I did ask my midwife before, you know, consuming fried sushi to make sure, and she said it was fine. She gave the okay, so I was super excited about that. Another was sweets. Like, I craved candy all the time. No matter what candy it was, whether it was Skittles, M&Ms, it was just candy, period. Which I definitely, looking back now, I would have not ate so much of that, just because I feel like I gained more weight with the unnecessary foods that I did crave. post-pregnancy I weighed 135, and then going into labor I was 200. So I didn't gain an excessive amount of weight, but it was probably more than I would have if I kind of limited myself to those sweets and some of the cravings. Let's see, another one was Dos Equis beer. I craved that like crazy. Like, I wanted a beer so bad, you know. I didn't want to like drink excessively or get drunk or anything. It was just I craved beer, and it was weird. I don't know if it was the fact that I like couldn't have it, or if I just wanted to have a beer. But yeah, it was Dos Equis. But that was really it. Like, I didn't have any like weird cravings like pickles and ice cream, or you know, pickles and peanut butter. I don't know, like you hear some crazy stuff about people eating some weird things while being pregnant, but I didn't have any crazy cravings while being pregnant. So what else? I was an absolute emotional roller coaster during pregnancy, because you know, your hormones are all over the place. I was crying one minute, happy the next, sad one minute, you know, happy the next. It's just, it was crazy. I was an emotional roller coaster, and you know, I feel bad because I would get mad at Aaron for just stupid little things that I normally wouldn't have got mad about. But I told him, I was like, I'm really sorry, it's my emotions, you know, and I know it's, you can't really blame it on that, but I feel like that's what it was. That's really honestly and truly what it was. And he understood that, so he was a big support through the whole pregnancy. There was a couple times where it was him that was just stressing me out, and you know, we have our problems like any normal couple does, but just some things, you know, I couldn't put up with. Like, it stressed me out. I was tired, I was cranky, and I just wanted to rip his head off some days. But that's besides the point. You know, I feel like every couple goes through that, whether they're pregnant or not. But I guess being pregnant didn't help the situation at all. So what else? Oh, my prenatal vitamins that we took, or that I took, was the Vitamin Code Raw Prenatal Vitamins. I got this just at our nutrition store in our town, and then I also took DHA Extra Optimal Support for Brain Function, Memory, and Mood, which this one is $23.96 for this big bottle, and then this one is like $16, but they have a bigger bottle of it. I took 3 of the raw prenatal vitamins and 4 of the DHA vitamins, which those are great because they taste like strawberries and smell like strawberries. And then the raw prenatal vitamins are not good. They don't taste good. You know, it's raw supplements. But overall, it was good. It was healthy for me and the baby. And I feel like, you know, if I get pregnant again, that's definitely what I'll use. And then, let's see, there was a couple other things that I took that our midwife from the birthing center had recommended that we take, and we took it. One was just a supplement to help my mood swings, which I feel didn't help my mood swings at all. Aaron was really excited about it. When he heard about it, he's like, okay, we're buying these. Because I guess he just kind of eventually, you know, got tired of me just kind of fussing and being grumpy and rude to him all the time. But they didn't help at all. I feel they didn't help at all. But he's falling asleep. And then they gave me some calcium pills for my heartburn, because I got horrible heartburn. I had never ever had heartburn before pregnancy, and I had heartburn all the time. So they gave me some calcium pills, but they didn't really help, because they told me that I wasn't allowed to take Tums, and Tums was really the only thing that helped. It's the only thing that cured it, and so I'd only eat 1 or 2, you know, if I honestly needed it. So they say you're not supposed to eat Tums, but I didn't overdo it, I guess. I didn't eat like 3 or 4 at a time. I had maybe 1 or 2 if it was really bad. So that was really the only thing that helped my heartburn. There were also times where I honestly could not breathe, and we found out that it was because I was laying on my right side, and you have a main artery on your right side. So if you're laying on it, and of course with the baby in you, and you know, him kind of pushing up against things, didn't help at all. So I remember one night we were laying on the couch. I was about to itch my nose with my hand that I'm holding the camera with. I remember we were laying on the couch, and I was on my right side. We were watching a movie, and we were about to go to bed. I went and laid down, and I couldn't breathe. I was like gasping for air. I was, you know, panicking, and that's one thing you cannot do if you can't breathe, or if you're having trouble breathing. Drink lemon water. It really helped a lot. You know, it was probably about 12 o'clock at night, or maybe 1 in the morning, and I was freaking out. Like, I was having a panic attack. I was kind of having an anxiety attack at the same time, and you know, like, I can't breathe. And when you feel like you can't breathe and you're saying, oh my god, I can't breathe, it makes it that much worse because you're panting for air pretty much. So I had Erin call our midwife at like 12 or 1 that morning, and you know, I felt bad for waking her up, but she didn't care. You know, she told us that we could call her at any time. So he called, and he kind of explained the situation, and she was like, well, was she laying on her right side? You know, has her allergies been acting up? And they were acting up that night, so my nose was, you know, kind of stopped up, so that didn't help the situation at all because I was only having to breathe through my mouth. So she told him to make me a glass of lemon water, which I think at the time we only had lime juice, which helped the same. So if you find yourself like you just can't breathe, or you're having trouble breathing, drink some lemon water or some lime water. It really helped. So she also told me to take a Benadryl for my allergies, and that's one of the only things that you can take while being pregnant, or that I took. I'm sure you can take multiple other things, but the only things that I took while being pregnant was Benadryl for my allergies and Tylenol for my headaches. So I took a Benadryl, and within 10 minutes I was out. Like, it helped me sleep, you know, it cleared up my allergies and my stopped up nose, and I could finally breathe. So that was really the only one of the scary things that we had happen, to where I just couldn't breathe at all. So yeah, lemon water or lime water, you know, whatever you have at the house, or make sure you pick some up, because it definitely came in hand. Like, it was definitely a good thing that we had some at the house. I'm trying to think what else I could talk about. I know there's so much more, but I'm not trying to make this video too terribly long. I have to get busy and work and stuff. He's getting so heavy. His 2 months was November 12th, and he finally weighs 10 pounds, 11 ounces. He had 3 shots, and he had to drink some drink. It was so sad though. Like, when you take your children to go get shots, it is the saddest thing in the world to see them in pain and you can't do anything about it. It was horrible. I hated it. It made me cry. You know, he was crying, and I was a mess because I hated seeing him like that. But sorry, I got off topic, I know, but like I said, I don't really know what else to talk about during my pregnancy than what I already talked about. Like I said, my emotions were all over the place. I talked about my cravings when we found out. I should have been more prepared. But I think that's everything, really. He is getting fussy, so I'm probably going to go. So y'all make sure to comment below with any questions, or any, you know, cravings that you guys had. I want to hear about them, and make sure you take a moment to like or subscribe. I don't know what my next video is going to be about. I haven't really thought about it. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Say bye. Oh, he's getting fuzzy. Okay, bye guys.